it's meteorologist Cory Reppenhagen here with the 9 News Weather Impact Team with an update on your forecast. We'll have a sunny day today, yet staying a little bit on the cooler side with temperatures below 50 degrees. And we had a really cold start to the morning, and we have just a little bit of cool air continually pressing in from the north, and that'll keep those temperatures just a little bit on the cool side despite the nice warm sunshine directly on our faces. So looking out Denver right now, you can see that sunshine out there. So we got some blue skies, mostly blue skies across the state of Colorado, just a few high clouds moving through the area. Over your next 12 hours, here's the forecast. We'll have that sunshine remain in the skies until the sun sets this evening. So we've got a few hours there with temperatures in the middle 40s, low 40s to middle 40s, where high temperature probably hitting at about 45 degrees here in Denver today, and then quickly cooling off again in the evening. Probably going to get the freezing temperatures again before midnight. Could have another day in the teens to wake up tomorrow morning. Here's the almanac. The 45-degree temperature that we're forecasting today would be about 2 degrees cooler than the average high temperature, so we're talking about some fairly seasonable weather. The low temperature this morning in Denver was 17 degrees. That's a few degrees cooler than the normal low temperature of 21 degrees, and the records for today, both the high and the low, are very safe. We'll have a very average kind of day here. Forecast high temperatures across the Front Range, Eastern Plains, foothills, all looking into the middle 40s for most of us there, low 40s in the foothills, 20s and 30s in the mountains, but those cold temperatures will come with some direct sunshine up there as well. So plenty of fresh powder still remaining out there if you can find it to carve up your afternoon in the sunshine. The forecast for the western slope there, also a little cooler in Grand Junction there, but the southwest corner could get into the 40s as well. Looking at your future cast for today, not going to see too much precipitation, maybe a few flurries up in the higher elevations of the Park Range. That's the only real spot where we have a chance to see any precipitation today, but that'll stay in the high mountain passes and the peaks, and it likely won't amount to anything as far as accumulation. The snow forecast for the next several days is fairly minimal. So looking at your cloud cover there, maybe just a few high clouds passing through the area, and that will kind of set the tone for the next several days, where we'll see mostly sunshine, some high clouds, temperatures just gradually building each day into a warm week next week. One thing that we will see today and this evening are the wind gusts in the mountains and possibly down in the foothills as well. Here's the wind gust forecast. Starting to build up gradually until about 4 p.m., and that's when we'll see the higher wind gusts. We could see some 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts here in parts of the foothills and the mountains. Here's the 10 o'clock forecast. That's kind of the peak of the height of the winds, but that will last overnight into tomorrow morning. And there's a chance that those hot, strong wind gusts could last even into tomorrow afternoon. As far as we are concerned down here on the Front Range and the Denver metro area, our wind gusts will stay fairly minimal, as the winds won't be able to push beyond the foothills that we pretty much come crashing straight down. When you look at your satellite and radar picture, you can kind of see those high clouds passing through the area. A little bit thicker lenticular clouds up in Wyoming indicating those very strong winds. There is a high wind warning for some parts of southern Wyoming, and those winds will be just a tad lighter here in Denver. They could still pull the trigger on a high wind warning for the mountains tonight, but the winds forecast would be the same, generally in the 50 mile per hour range with periodic winds in the 60s. And then if you look way out to the west in the Pacific Northwest, it's actually clear off the coast there. That's something we haven't seen in a while. That's where our storm systems have been coming from. And so with that clear, that means we are in store for some clear and calm weather here in Colorado for the next several days. The trouble is out in the northeast, where there is a pretty big low pressure storm system out in Canada there, swirling down and pulling some extremely cold air down from the North Pole, right from the coldest area you can get cold air on our planet, and that's the polar vortex. That's pushing the cold air right over the Great Lakes, and all those areas in the green there, lake effect snow. We could see 3 to 4 feet of snow in that area from Erie, Pennsylvania up to Buffalo, New York over the next 3 days. So this storm system will have some impacts on travel out there. It'll also impact Michaela Schifrin. She makes a run for history with she's going for her 100th World Cup victory this weekend in Killington. And the snow forecast is not huge in Vermont, but the winds could play an issue for Michaela. 15 to 30 mile per hour gusts will be possible. And then as far as that lake effect snow, that could affect Sunday night football right here on Channel 9 as well. Michaela's run for history there will be on Channel 9 over the weekend. And then Sunday night football in Buffalo, New York. That game is going to be riding right on the edge of this really big snow. You can see Erie looks like it's going to get hit pretty hard. Those pink areas are where you'll see more than 2 feet of snow. The forecast for Buffalo right now is in the 4 to 8 inch range, but if that wind shifts just a little bit, that could make for some must-see TV on Sunday night football in that Buffalo Bills football game. It's been pretty snowy here in Colorado in November, but we don't have any more snow in the forecast for November, so these numbers will be final. 4th snowiest November in history in Denver, which is kind of an odd title because it didn't feel like a really snowy month. We only had 2 storms, but one of them was super huge with 20 inches of snow, and we had 3.3 officially with the last one. So as far as the totals snow goes, that makes us the 4th snowiest November in history. Similar deal in the high country. 2 big snowstorms is pretty much all they got. Just 2 storms, but they were both really big in the mountains. The snowpack is looking really good, 34% above median, a little tilted favoring the south, but all these river basins and the headwaters of these river basins are still looking really good. This will be the first time in 4 years that we carry above average snowpack into the month of December. So when you look at your 7-day forecast, we have no snow in the forecast for a while, both on the Front Range and in the mountains. We have no snow in the forecast over the next 8 days, at least nothing significant. So when you look at your Saturday and Sunday, maybe just a little bit on the cooler side, but still with those sunny skies, very much like our day here on Friday. And then on Monday, we'll welcome the Cleveland Browns into town. They'll be happy. They might not be happy to be taking on the red-hot Denver Broncos, but they will be happy to see some sunshine because the weather in Cleveland has been complete crap over the last few days, and it will remain that way through the weekend as they will be riding the other edge of that lake effect snowstorm. And the rest of our week looks really nice with temperatures in the middle 50s. We may even see some upper 50s scattered in here, especially on Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday as well. And on Thursday, this is interesting. I think everybody's trying to get out of Cleveland because the Cleveland Cavaliers are coming here to play the Denver Nuggets. So everybody from Cleveland will be happy to see some sunshine and some warm temperatures out here in Denver, although hopefully they'll both head back to Cleveland with some losses behind them here. The Cavaliers, by the way, #1 team in the NBA, so that's going to be a tough game. But there's your 7-day forecast there. Looks like a really nice week, so enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving holiday and the warm week ahead. Thanks for tuning in.